frequencies, everyone. So much to discuss, y'all. Oh man, y'all. If you are tapped in at least a little bit, you have been feeling the effects of the solar eclipse that we had during the new moon. We're still in that energy. We still got that solar eclipse energy that's going to be flowing through us probably the next 6 months. Along with whatever's going on in the cosmos. I get these alerts on my phone about these solar flares, about the leaking of the black hole, sun, everything's going on. So many different things going on cosmically. Then we have this full moon energy that's hitting us this weekend. So the energy right now is extremely high, to say the least. I don't like being out right now. You probably don't either, because a lot of people who they are at their core is coming out. There's no more filters. There's no more blinders. There's no more cover-ups. They are who they are, and they don't give a fuck. And they are showing you exactly who they are. If you have to leave home to go to work, or, pick up your children or drop children off, or your spouse or whatever, do what you have to do. Get back into your safe space, and please make your home a safe haven. You can tell from the way people are driving. They're in a rush. The energy is just on a rush. They're just moving fast. They aren't aware. They're not present. It's just a lot of different things going on. And of course, people are in that which, I haven't celebrated Christmas, and it's been a minute. I don't celebrate Christmas, y'all, at all. I do, however, put energy into the winter solstice, but I don't celebrate any parts of Christmas. No gifts, no trees, no nothing. And if that's what you choose to do, that's fine, as long as you understand the meaning of everything that you're doing, and that you're not just doing it out of what I would say just ritual from what your family did when you were little. Especially if you're even on this channel, you watching this right now, you are on awareness to at least research and know all the rituals that you're doing if you're celebrating Christmas. All right, because this is nothing holy about these days. You all need to, we can say holy, because we can actually look at holy halo. We're looking at solar, we're looking at winter solstice. So when we're looking at the fact that, we won't have much sun anymore, we can look at it from that perspective, but not as, putting up the ritual of the tree, the presents under the tree, the lights, the Nordic traditions of a lot that's going on right now. Hopefully, especially as a melanated person, you shouldn't be taking part in it, but to each his own. I'm not here to tell you what the fuck to do. That's on you. But anyway, the energy is extremely high right now. So you'll see people really irate drivers. You'll see people really irate, in line, or, people having bad energies at work, or being off kilter and not really being able to be balanced and being in the present moment. You'll see a lot of that going on right now. Your goal is to, and we've had this entire year to work on ourselves, to get to a point where we're not swayed by emotions. We're not in a rush to do anything. We're not pushed or moved by irate, people at the grocery store, or people who vent to you at work. None of that moves you. But you do have something positive and positive energy to give at this time, which is important. So the other night I had a dream, not last night, but the night before last. And in this dream, I had an ex-friend of mine. We used to be, like friends and associates. And I was in the car with her. And she was driving me to, it was like a dealership or either a rental-car place because my vehicle was in the shop. And when we were in the car, she kept talking about, she was telling me about this casino that she had bought. And then she stated about how she wished people would do this, or she wished her family was act like this, or she wished her business partner would be like this, and everything was about what she wanted. And in the dream, I told her, I said, the only thing that I see in everything you're saying is what you want. It's so about what you want. It's about the ego. I said, you have to take the ego out and allow people to be who they are. And so that's where we need to be at this time. I allow my family to be where they are. I allow coworkers to be where they are. I allow friends and family members, whomever, come in contact with me. I allow them to be who they are. Different places where I'm contracted to do different work, I allow these people to be who they are. If they still want to not know the reasons for December the 25th, if they want to be in that ignorance and not knowing, then that's fine. I let them be where they are. Yep, I tell them, have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas to you. I don't celebrate it, but they do. So I give them what they want. Allowing people to be who they are and not being the person. I said this during Thanksgiving. Don't be the person that's trying to change everybody, because it's not for everybody to change. It's not for everybody to get. But there is something, this came to me, I think a few weeks ago. It may have been a few weeks ago, and then it came to me again yesterday. And I was like, oh my God, that song, I love that song. Growing up in church as a little girl, and it's this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And so if you know that song, if you know the words to that song, when things are going on around you, and we see all this chaotic energy, we see these tornadoes, we see these tsunamis, we see flooding, we see, destruction all around the world right now. We also see different type of illnesses come up, if you know what I'm talking about. And there's, even talks about that of people for, people against, all of that going on. The only thing that comes to me is this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. All in my school, all in my job, wherever you are, I'm going to let it shine. And then at the end, it's like, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I'm in the car, and this is all I'm doing. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine. You can feel the energy of that song just engulf, it just takes over me. If you just really start to sing it and get into it and just thinking about the words, that's all we're doing, little light workers. Everywhere we go, when you're light within you, and you've worked on this light, you've done the dark night of the soul and the shadow work and going through and recognizing bad habits and looking at cycles and doing the hard work of repairing from bad relationships with your parents and with your intimate relationships and even with yourself first and foremost. When you see everything you've done and you've been cleaning up the mess, you've been cleaning up the mess, you've been rebuilding, reprogramming, and you are just in love with who you are no matter what is going on, because you know everything always works out for your good. And so the words, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, because you've done the work. So now it's time for the light to just shine. It's time for that light to just shine. and it shines out. And it's just like, it's like the halo that's around the deities, the little halo. You may even see the halo on, the Mother Mary, or even on the Jesus paintings. You see this enlightened halo that encompasses their crown. This little light of mine, as I see the halo over the head, I see the halo all over the body, and just your presence in the grocery store, just your presence at work, just your presence around your family members, just your presence around your spouse or significant other. That is the enlightenment. That's the energy. That's all that they need. You don't have to argue. You don't have to plead your case. You don't have to give them a history lesson. You don't have to, go this Masonic, and do you know this? Shh. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. So sometimes we need, as enlightened beings and spiritual beings, we need to do more of this and more of that. Letting that light shine. Just shut your mouth. Just shut up. And just let the light shine. So that song came to me really strong driving, and it just felt so good. So I had to share it. I wanted to share it yesterday, and then I don't even know. Oh yeah, my vehicle. I was getting my car service, so I totally forgot about it. And I was like, yes, it came back to me because I definitely wanted to share that, because the dream message, again, the dream message was her just talking about her, what she wanted, what she wanted people to do, and how she wanted people to do it, and people need to do this, and why she acting like that, and he needs to do this, and I hear people saying this around me, and I give them an alternate thought process. So you don't have to be pushy with your life. You just give them an nice alternate thought process. I remember one day we were playing softball, and one of the girls was like, it's so cold, it's so cold here. And I told her, well, today has been nicer than the rest of the days of the week. It's really been warmer than the rest of the day. She was like, oh, you're right, I won't complain. And I didn't say that for her to not come to say I'm not going to complain, but my normal reaction from the work that I do is just to add something positive to the conversation. No matter what it is, it's always adding something positive to the conversation. Not continue to throw flames on the fire and lowering the frequency, but it's always like looking at the flip side of the positivity in everything in this life. So I was like, it's really been warm. And when she said, oh, you're right, I won't complain. I'm like, I was like, I wasn't saying it. In my head, I was like, I wasn't saying this thing, you was complaining, but I was just always looking at the price of my head. But then it was a lesson for me, because I'm just like, because you're doing that, even within you, you're always being grateful and you're looking for the positivity and everything. It just came out. And because it just came out and you've been doing the work, that light was able to shine in her mind and say she won't complain. So that was another seed that's been given for her to look at the positive in things and not the negative. She's like, yeah, I won't complain. Just like that. So we have to be cautious of that. If we do the work within ourselves and we're alone, where it's cold outside and we're in hermit mode and we, the energies are high right now. Well, what are you doing with this time? If you're someone like me and you don't celebrate the holidays, you do celebrate winter solstice, and so if you're spiritual and you're at home and you're doing things by yourself, what are you working on? What are you cultivating inwardly? What are you meditating on? What are you doing to make yourself a better person? Because it's not just for you. You are a better person, so your light will shine to others. Ding, 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 ding. And you don't have to constantly throw stones and sticks and what they need to do and how they need to do it. Okay, so that's my message from today, from the dream messages to the song. I want you all, and Lambo says, let your light shine. So peace and